Hey everybody, welcome back for day 2 of our classroom poster design challenge. Today I'm not going to talk to you very much. I will briefly go over how to download your designs from a couple of the different editors. And then we are going to spend most of the day working. Please pay attention to what your teacher asks you to do, especially when it comes to actually sharing your final design. The first thing we are going to do is get back in groups. So teachers, when you are ready, please go ahead and get everybody back into their groups of 3 or 4. And I'm going to pause and be quiet for about 5 seconds while you do that. Okay, so we are going to start talking about how to actually download your image from the different websites that you've been using to create these posters. So if you need a second, I'm going to pause again for about 5 seconds. Open up what you were working on yesterday. So again, I'm going to pause for about 5 seconds. Go ahead and open up what you were working on yesterday. Okay, you should by now have your poster open that you were starting to make yesterday. You are going to spend most of the day today working on that poster, but I want to talk about a couple specific websites on how to download the image. Now, the first two that I'll talk about are canva.com and Adobe Spark. I'm not going to show you on the video how to download those. They're both very easy. There is a download button either at the top or at the bottom of the screen, depending on which one you're using. So if you are using Adobe Spark or Canva, just click the download button and it'll download exactly what you need it to. Now, if you are trying to use boxy-svg.com, that's great, but remember that I told you that you can't download from the site. You can only print a PDF. Now, what you see on the screen is actually what I've been staring at with Boxy for about 30 minutes trying to get it to open. So I can't show you how to print, but I can tell you from memory. It's in the upper left corner. Find where it says to print, and then select Print to PDF. Again, with Boxy SVG, you cannot download your image, but you can print what you need it to print. Next, I'm going to talk about Sketch.io. So if you are making your poster on Sketch.io, pay careful attention to what I'm going to do next. Okay, so here is Sketch.io. Now I've made a very quick, kind of silly poster to get the point across on how to print one of these. In order to download this file, and again, pay attention if you are using Sketch.io. Here's my mouse. Take your mouse, click on where it says Export. You will export, and then it gives you several options. Now, the ones that I recommend are either the JPEG or the PNG. Both of those are standard image formats. Now, you cannot go back and edit your lines once you have saved it as a JPEG or saved it as a PNG, but anyone, anywhere, on any device can see both of those file formats. Now, PDF is great as well. It saves as a PDF document. If you want to save it to your computer and then go back into it and edit it again later, go ahead and save it as an SVG or as a Sketchpad. Now, the SVG will work on other SVG editors like Sketch.io, and the Sketchpad will work only on the Sketch.io. So again, if you want to save it as a specific file format, go ahead and select one of these from the export function. Now next, I'm going to talk about Pixlr. So if you have been working on Pixlr, which is a little bit harder, sort of an photo editing website, then pay attention to what I'm going to do on Pixlr next. Okay, so here's Pixlr. And just like on Sketch.io, I made a very quick, kind of silly poster to show you how to save it. On Pixlr, you go to File in the top left, click on where it says Save. When you have clicked save, this window should pop up. Now go ahead and name it as something that will help you remember what it is. I'm going to name mine Posters Are Awesome. And then I'm going to change my file format. Now JPEG is great most of the time. Now if it's something that you want to put on another poster, so maybe you've made an image on Pixlr but you want to put it somewhere else, saving it as a PNG sometimes makes sense. It'll let this background here actually be transparent. So if you put this image on another poster, that other poster's image will pop through where there's just white on your PNG. Now these other formats I'm not going to talk about very much. Go ahead and save it as a JPEG or a PNG. Those two formats, anybody anywhere will be able to see on any device. So I'm going to save this as my JPEG. Okay, great. And it's saved. There we go. And teachers, if your students are having a hard time remembering how to download their image, make sure they ask one of their other classmates first before they ask you. I know there's between 20 and 30 students in that room, so make sure you don't get bombarded with questions. Have them ask each other for help before they ask you. Now next, we're going to talk about what to actually do with these images that you've saved. Okay, so at the end of the day, y'all will have some posters, and they may or may not be done by the end of the day. Here are the choices that make sense to me for actually sharing those posters with the remainder of the class. My suggestion first is to have a due date in the future. Maybe it's Monday, maybe it's sometime next week. You don't have to spend any class time to work on this, but give students time at home if they want to work on it to work on this and make it really good. Give your students a due date. Now, I've also listed a couple different options here for actually submitting these posters and choosing a single poster or maybe two posters for the classroom. You can hold a gallery walk where the students just have their posters up on their screen and people go around the room and look and vote. That's very easy, but it's going to take some class time and a little bit of setting up on your part. Now, options 3 and options 4 are digital. Those would be where the students actually share the posters with the teacher. You can do this through Google Drive. My suggestion would be to create an assignment in either Google Classroom or in Canvas and let the students upload the images to that. They're just very easy to sort through if it's uploaded to an assignment on Google Classroom or on Canvas. And then once they're uploaded, the teacher can decide what to do with them next. Either the teacher just picks one, or the teacher can reshare them through a form with the class for a vote. I highly recommend using Google Forms for that process. If you need any help at all deciding what to do with these posters, please let me know. This is Mr. Foster. I would love to be able to help you set up something easy to add your posters to and make this process as simple as possible for you. Okay, I'm done talking to the teachers. Next, I'm going to put up a slide. All that slide says is to keep working. If you need to go back in this presentation and talk about another part of it, maybe you need some more help, downloaded something, just rewind the video. This is the last slide that I'm going to leave up. Go ahead and keep working. And students, listen to your teachers. Follow their instructions. Make sure you are being very clear on what is expected of you. Once you've done that, have a great day, and I will see you in the hallways at some point. See you later.